Okay, as always, what a day for a daydreaming boy. Just some news and notes on the day. First, let's see. We'll start off with Freddie Freeman. He had a good game last night, to say the least. So he's got 39 fantasy points in his last 10 games. So he's been on kind of a roll here so far. On the year, he's batting just under 300, so he's batting 298, on base 382, slugging 473. He's got 197 fantasy points, 197 fantasy points on the year. So he's got a 5-game hitting streak currently. So he went 3 for 4 last night with a triple, a double, a walk, and 5 RBIs as they beat the Reds 8-2 last night. So he's doing well, obviously. So it's funny to me that I had no idea who he was when I drafted him, and I'm like, well, he had a lot of fantasy. I think it was because he had a lot of fantasy points last year or something. I forget, but he was high up on the list, and I ended up getting him, and I'm like, well, I'll have to check him out because I have no idea who he is. Now, now I know. Now I know he's a stud. So that's Freddie Freeman. What else do we want to talk about? Alejandro Kirk, another good game last night. He's a up and coming player, man. I mean, he might be one of the future stars of the league because this guy's the bomb, man. So let's see if I can load up his stats here for a little bit. He had a solo home run last night. He's batting 304 with a 395 on base and a 473 slugging. He's got 147 fantasy points and 184 at bats. And he DHs and catches because Gabriel Moreno and Jansen is going to come back. And when he comes back, like I've said in previous videos, they're going to have 3 catchers on the Blue Jays. So I'm curious what they're going to do. But I don't think they're sending Kirk down anytime soon. And I don't think they want to send Moreno down either. So I'm curious what's going to happen. Kirk is doing unbelievable. So I'm glad I got him. I think he's rostered in almost 80% of leagues now. Yeah, 79.7. So like I said before, when I got him, I think he was in the 30s or the 40s. So so that's all good there. And what else do I want to mention? Oh, yeah, Ryan Helsley. So he pitched 2 innings last night, gave up a hit, struck out 2 in relief, didn't get the save because St. Louis was up 6-2 in the game against Milwaukee, unfortunately. But he still got 7 points on the night. He hadn't pitched in a week, so it was nice to finally see him in action again. His ERA is now .33 and 27 innings pitched with a whip of .52. So not bad. I'm not saying he's going to keep it up, but so far so good. And he is rostered in 41% of ESPN leagues, so you may want to check him out. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to keep it up or not. What do I know? But he might be somebody, worth looking into because he might be the future closer of the Cardinals for years to come. Maybe. Who knows? But he's worth a look, if nothing else. And yes, I did do another transaction, of course. So I picked up second baseman Nolan Gorman, one of St. Louis's top prospects, and I dropped third baseman Matt Chapman, who is now batting .214 on the year. Last year with Oakland, he batted .210 in 151 games, and he did hit 27 home runs, but he also struck out 202 times, and in 37 games prior to that with Oakland, he batted .232 with a .276 on base. So it is what it is. But I saw Nolan Gorman this morning going through the games last night, and he went 4 for 4, 2 solo home runs, 2 RBI singles, and and he was also the 18th overall pick in 2018. So obviously he's highly touted, and we'll see if he can keep it up. Obviously, it'd be cool if he does, because I'm expecting big things from him. But like I said, before, I do like, getting the younger prospects and just seeing, following, some possible future stars of the game here right in the beginning of their career. So I think that's pretty cool too, which is why I chose Gabriel Moreno. there might have been some other catchers. Obviously there's other catchers with more total fantasy points, and maybe Moreno is going to cool down slightly here because he has done well in the limited time he's had in the majors. But, he's a young guy and he's a top prospect in the Jays organization. So I just like to follow what could be a future star for years to come. So that's about it. Madison Bumgarner and Adam Wainwright go today. Bumgarner does pitch at San Diego, so that might be a rough game. We'll see what happens. But yeah, other than that, and Bryce Harper, actually, that's the last thing I want to mention. Bryce Harper, it does look like he's coming back today. He's been out a couple days with, I think it was a blister on his hand, like an infected blister on his hand, so he had to take some antibiotics. But I think he's back in the lineup today, so that'll be good. And I think that'll be just about it. Yep, I think that's about it. So thanks for checking out the channel again. Thanks for following along, and I hope to see you guys soon.